Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Eugene Talks Football. Today it's Inside Arsenal. Inside Arsenal is where we talk about everything that is making the rounds at Arsenal Football Club. Talk about players, transfers, injuries, and everything that has got to do with Arsenal. So stay tuned as you follow us up on this video, and whatever we discuss here, do well to share your views and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video, and big up to everyone that's out there. I hope you're having a great week. Yeah, we will start off with the latest happenings at Arsenal Football Club. We all know that the international uh, duties resume officially today, and Arsenal is not committed to any activity until the 31st of March, where we'll be playing against Manchester City, the Premier League champions, at the Etihad. And there is a lot to talk about today with regards to Arsenal players. First of all, we'll talk about Thomas Partey. We all know that he recently returned from injury, so he has decided to stay back in London and not go travel to meet up with his international teammates for international duties. I believe that this is a good decision by the player, because since his return from injury, he has not been the same player that we know him to be. He's been rusty, especially his cameo in the game against Burnley. You know, he looked a bit rusty. So, but there's mixed feelings as to maybe it's better for him to report for international duties to at least get game time. You know, but there's points when you look at both reactions, because of course if he travels to the Ghana national team to get game time, at least it will be a massive boost for him when he returns. And of course, since he's been out for a very long time, but you also look at the area of him traveling from London, you know, and traveling back, and it has happened a lot of times that when he comes back, he suffers muscle injury. So I would suggest, in my opinion, that it's a good call to not honor the invitation for the national team. Of course, he's an integral part of the Ghana national team. There are no issues, but I believe it's just a mutual agreement and understanding between both parties that he remains in London to keep getting fit for the upcoming games that Arsenal will be having. So let me know what your thoughts are on this one. Is it the right decision for Thomas Partey to not report for international duties? Is it a good decision that he stays back in London? Of course, make your thoughts known in the comments. Yes, and again, we will also talk about some players that have been moving, like Bukayo Saka is out there in the US, you know, having some fun time, relaxing. He watched the game, the basketball game with Bolton Celtics, and he was pictured in the basketball court, taking pictures with some of the basketball players trying to unwind, and of course, yeah. Then there's this particular player that Arsenal has been looking to sign for some couple of months now, Pedro Neto, but he's been having niggling injuries, and there is thoughts of whether to move on from that particular player because of his recurring injuries. He's an injury-prone player, and that player is none other than Pedro Neto. There is injury that he recently had again, and his manager, the Wolves manager, has been speaking lately. In his words, He said Gary O'Neill has admitted that Pedro Neto has picked up an injury which could rule him out for the rest of the season. The Wolves forward was forced off at halftime during the 3-0 defeat at Newcastle United on March the 2nd. He went on to play a week later during the win over Fulham, but was taken off whilst clutching his left hamstring after busting into the Cottagers box. Neto arrived at the Molineux from Lazio in 2019 for a reported fee of £18 million, only a month after the Italian club had made his loan deal from the Portuguese side Braga a permanent one. And after making over 100 appearances for Wanderers across 4.5 seasons, his stock has risen significantly. But the 23-year-old now faces a lengthy spell on the sidelines. Wolves boss O'Neill admitted after Saturday's 3-2 defeat to Coventry City that Neto may not play again this season. Pedro potentially is its end of the season for him. O'Neill said it's very similar to the injury he suffered on the other side. There's a chance he comes back for the last couple of games, maybe if it goes really well. Pushed further on the injury, O'Neill added, it's similar to the last injury, which was around 9 weeks, so potentially around that time frame, the rehab can go differently, so it could be quicker or slightly longer. We'll see how it goes. Doubts have been raised over Neto's long-term future, and there are claims that there is interest from Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Newcastle. The Portuguese forward has made 23 appearances in all competitions for Wolves this season, scoring 3 times and providing an assist. So, look, it's going to be favorable to Arsenal to just move ahead from this player, because no team wants to add a liability to their squad regardless, no matter how good the player is. If he continues to have injuries, we have our own injuries as well. The likes of Thomas Partey, the likes of Tomiyasu, who keep having injuries. We cannot afford to add another injury-prone player. Of course, he's a player that majority of Arsenal fans are looking to. We really like him a lot, and I can attest to that included. So, I would just feel, in my opinion, that we look elsewhere for a player that will have a competition with Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. And it's a player that also can be deployed to the left-hand side as well. Yeah, so that's that on Pedro Neto. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Should we still look to Pedro Neto come this summer, or we look past him because of his niggling injuries? Your opinions matter. Share them in the comments. Of course, I reported a case, news yesterday concerning a player at Real Madrid that Arsenal is looking to, if potentially the deal for Kylian Mbappe goes through, as Real Madrid is looking to, they will have Brahim Diaz available, who is valued at around 60 million euros. So Brahim Diaz has been an unbelievable player for Real Madrid this season, and it's going to be a massive addition to the current Arsenal squad. I've watched this guy a couple of times. Oh, of course, it's going to be a massive addition to Arsenal. So, of course, news is coming out that Arsenal is interested in Brahim Diaz. Share your thoughts in the comments with regards to that one as well. Arteta was pictured in Madrid recently. He was in Madrid to watch the Real Madrid youth team versus Atletico Madrid youth team. The match ended 3-1 in favor of Atletico Madrid. So, of course, because Arsenal players are, unwinding, including the coach as well, unwinding, having some time to spend with the families, as we're not having any commitment until the 31st of March. So it's important for the players, the coaching staff to unwind a little bit and be ready for that particular encounter at the Etihad Stadium. And of course, there's talk that since Jurrien Timbers returned from injury, he's not played football, though he's been training. So because whenever players return from injury, we always have the opportunity to have training sessions with Watford team. So there is talk that he's going to be practicing, be in the under 21 squad to face the Watford team, to at least to have some minutes in the tank, since he's been training for a couple of weeks now to keep him in shape. Because there's news coming out that William Saliba could be included in the France squad for the upcoming Olympics. And if that happens, William Saliba may not be available for the leading to the beginning of the 2024-2025 season. So that will be a massive a blow for Arsenal, but a good one for Saliba, because of course we'll always encourage him to participate in everything that has got to do with his national team. He's a quality player. He deserves to be in the national team at every level. So no one can fault him if he has to accept that call to to be part of the Olympic team come this next Olympics. So that is the reason why it's important for Urian Timber to keep in shape, to get game time. Of course, it's the business end of the season. It will be a huge risk to feature him in crucial games like this. So it's important for him to get game times with the under 21 if that's possible, if that's what's going to be perfect for the team, for himself as a player, for the squad. Why not? So it's very important that we move well in that direction as well. And we will, before we call it a day on this edition of Inside Arsenal, we will look at the game between Man United and Liverpool in the FA Cup yesterday, taking a very good look at the Liverpool team. Yes, of course, they played away at Old Trafford, which isn't going to be an easy game any day, but it is that result yesterday. Don't you think that we've always been seeing this coming? It's something that has been coming in Liverpool's recent games. Apart from their games in Europe, in the Europa League, where they thrashed Sparta Prague 11-2 on aggregate, they've been getting away with some results lately. In the Premier League, like for example the game against Nottingham Forest, they were very lucky to go away with 3 points. So I wasn't too surprised with that result at Old Trafford. Liverpool, don't get me wrong, they are a good side. They've been doing brilliantly this season. Of course, they've been fighting on all fronts for the quadruple until Manchester United put a stop to that. But other than that, Liverpool have been sensational. But we must understand that they weren't so good yesterday. Let's see what happens, and hopefully they continue to falter in their running for the title, as we are also running in for the title as well. And of course, as an Arsenal fan, I will always back my team to win the title. Like I said before, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a very tough one, but we are all looking forward to it. So it's time to focus these few coming days that we have international football. There's not much to talk about. There's not much to do in terms of Arsenal, but we keep looking at what is happening across Europe and everything, and we also look at the games that are coming up with the national teams. There are interesting games as well. We've got like Brazil versus England, and Belgium and England as well, and all that other interesting fixtures as well. And you must enjoy those ones as well as we look at the international break. And when we return from the international break, the Arsenal team will be preparing for a massive week. We've got very interesting fixtures coming up after the international break, which starts with Manchester City. Then we'll play at home against Luton Town, and of course we go away to Brighton and Hove Albion. That one is not going to be an easy game as well. Roberto De Zerbi. And the big one after that one, we welcome Bayern. Let me know what you think we will get from these four crucial games that are coming up after the international break. Share your thoughts, and yeah, that's the video there. Have a bright start to your week, and I'll see you. Peace.